Alright, so it is Saturday, April 29th, I think, is the date today. Last Saturday in April already. It's cold outside. It's 30 some degrees. I don't have the heat running in here. You guys can't see my breath, I don't think. But, anyhow, it's 50 degrees in here according to that thermometer back there. But, I've been working on this 400 here, and you see there's some parts there that have primer on them. So I'll flip you guys around here, and as you can see, the tractor has primer on it. I went through with a scraper, a wire brush, and that air hose there, and cleaned up all the cracks and crevices underneath. And evidently, I got a little too close to that seal down there for the PTO and took the seal out. I got a new seal in there now. Well, it's been sitting there for a week. I'm just making sure it's not leaking, and it hasn't leaked yet. So I just gotta put that back together. Except for I just touched all this up with primer tonight. So, and I originally was not planning on taking the seat box off, and I'm glad I did. Well, the main reason I took it off is because I wanted to clean the inside there out, and plus there was a freaking mouse nest underneath there, so I'm glad I did that. It was starting to rot the box out. But anywho, yeah, so the tractor has primer on it. There's a puddle there, and that's my own fault. I didn't put the cap on right here when I put this rod on, which I'm going to take off and swap it out with a brand new one, but I'm not doing that till it's warm out, because I got to open the door. Or roll it back, I guess, but I ain't rolling it back. It don't roll worth a crap with flat tires. So, I was going to put a different clutch pedal on there off of the Parts 400 out back, but I decided I'm just going to redo the one I have here, put new bushings in it, maybe try to straighten it out. I got it back there in the vise. I've been trying to get the old bushing out, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to see if I can get a bushing made up for here. Yeah, that's pretty tight. Where else? Oh, I wanted to get a bushing for that brake pedal, possibly. Maybe not. I might not do that, because that one's actually not that bad. It's just this one. That's all you have for side-to-side play. This one has no side-to-side play, really, at all. Just, yeah, that one's tight. But, yeah, it's coming along, but I really haven't done much for paint because frickin' it's been cold out. And you can see there's a lot of red flakes over it because for some dumb reason I left the seat box on there in the seat, and I just started grinding it off after I threw primer on the tractor. It'll be fine. I'll just blow it off with the air hose. But anywho, yeah. So the primer turned out pretty good. Yeah. So I got all my paint and primer over here. Or not paint, primer. Reducer, paint, then I got hardener at home. I just got to get a cup to mix it in. And then some mixing sticks, and then I'll be ready to paint, pretty much. So, but I'm not gonna start right away on the tractor. I'm gonna get some oddballs and ends to kind of get my, I guess, hood for another tractor, kind of wire wheel it down or sandblast or something, and paint that first. Start painting this tractor so I can kind of get my gun figured out, because I've never painted with a gun. One, and two, this gun's brand new, so. But we'll cross that bridge when it gets warm out. I'm not painting this in here because I don't need to have paint residue in here from that. The bottle cans, I don't really care for that. They'll be fine. They're not gonna really leave a mark. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. And I'm doing some stuff that's, I don't know if it's factory, like these axles down here. I'm gonna paint them black. I can't remember if they came from the factory like that. I don't think so, but I'm going to do that because I personally like the way that looks. Another thing is the dash, which is right there, as you can see, is painted black instead of gray. And that's because I like the black better than the gray, because that's what we have on some of our 560s. And I actually got a dash for 560 right there that I painted black as well. I'm waiting for that to dry so I can put seal coat on it. Same with that. I just took some sandpaper to that because there's some runs on there I didn't like, so 80 grit sandpaper and cleaned it off and gave it another fresh coat. So that should hopefully turn out pretty good. This one actually turned out really good. First coat. It's one coat, seal coat, and it'll be good. But yeah, And that's just cheap rail can paint. So that'll be fine for that. But that 560, I'm just touching the dash up now because I'm going to get all new components in the dash. So that way that's done. And then I'll paint the tractor later this summer, hopefully. Maybe. We'll see what happens. I'm getting ready to put a clutch in that one now. I got all my hydraulics dealt with, hopefully for now. The fast hitch 2-point control one was kind of iffy. I don't know how well that's going to work. If it doesn't work, it's not the biggest deal. I'll just swap it out with the parts tractor out back or get a different one or something that works. But anywho, yeah. So I'm hoping to get a clutch in that tractor and fix up some other stuff. I gotta figure out why the steering's so loose. There's a leak. The steering leaks. You've seen that in previous videos. I can't. It's something in the front bolster. I don't really know what it is. Well, I know exactly what it is, but I don't know what to call it. What else? There's a slight coolant leak. Just some oddballs and ends. I mean, nothing major. The biggest thing is probably the clutch, which it's freaking a cakewalk on them 560s. So I got a new clutch and pressure plate. Actually, clutch, pressure plate, throwout bearing. I think that's all that's in the kit. And I don't want to know what the price of it's going to be because it's yeah, they're not cheap. But, you know, I plan on actually using that tractor. I'm probably going to use it more than this 400 here because it's a diesel. And I like them 560s, so I'm probably going to use it quite a bit. Yeah. But that's what's going on. I'd go up there right now, but it's cold, it's windy, it's rainy out. I don't want to be out there. I almost don't want to be in here because I don't have the heat going, because I don't have the wood stove going, because it'll be 60 degrees for a couple days, and it'll be in the 40s and 30s for 2 days, and it's just back and forth. I'm getting sick of starting the wood stove up, shutting it off, starting up, shut it off. So I might start it up, though. I don't know. I don't think I will because I don't see a need to. Maybe tomorrow I will, but it's midnight. I'm ready to go home. I've had enough for one day. So, yeah. But that's what's going on here with this tractor. I'm hoping after I get it, I want to get my seat all done. I'm going to redo the seat itself, a frame. I'm going to put some new bushings in there, maybe get some new pins made. Kind of rebuild that. Yeah, and then I'll slap that back together, put it back on the tractor. And then once I get my PTO lever all dealt with there, I'm probably going to pull the cast centers, well, the rims off, and then the cast centers off. Actually, I might leave, I don't know. I think I want to sandblast the cast centers just because there's so many spots I can't really get in with an angle grinder or nothing. So, but I'm going to paint the rims. I mean, the rims aren't bad, but there's spots where they need to be touched up, so I might as well just put a fresh coat on them. And I might do more of like a galvanized type of gray. I don't know yet. Something that shines a little more, but anywho, that's that. So I'll touch back base with the guys when I make more progress on one of these. Alright, so it is May, I believe 2nd today. Either 2nd or 3rd, I don't know. It's Tuesday something in May. And finally got parts for the deep ripper today. Had to rebuild this. Where's my, oh, you guys aren't going to see my finger. Had to rebuild this whole, well, not rebuild, but the whole shank there, if you guys remember, sheared in half. So I had to get a whole new shank. And basically got everything, pretty much everything just about from the spring down, almost. New bushings, bolts, and blah, yeah. And there's a horseshoe piece that holds the wear piece onto the shank. That was new. So after me and Dad got all put back together, came out here, ran for maybe 10 minutes, and the thing cracked. And it was already junk. So luckily we had the old one, and we were able to put that one on. So we're going. I am currently deep ripping the headlands in this, like in the field we like to call Schwartz's Schwartz's corner, because it's a corner field and it kind of turns into a triangle down here. I'm gonna set you down. I'm gonna pick up here, turn around, and go that way. So now we're heading east. Like I said, this is what we call Schwartz's Corner field. This is gonna actually get split into 2 different fields this year. This 30 acres that we're in here is gonna be beans, and then I think there's, I don't know, maybe 60 acres over there. That's gonna be corn. There's 30 acres of hay that's coming out of hay, and then they got the other. This field here generally is 60 acres. So they got the other half there. It's also gonna go into corn with that field. So I need to get over some more, don't I? Someone tell me to quit slacking off. But we're hoping to start planting. Well, like I said, it's Tuesday today. Yeah, would like to start going later this week, but we're still kind of in a cold spell. It's in the 50s, maybe high 40s. Still colder than what it should be for May. But this stuff here right below the power lines is pretty hard packed. It's got a pretty good hard pan on it because when they put in these power lines, it seems like every year they do some deep ripping. It's not the worst, but you can tell it's got some compaction going. And then again, this is kind of like a main laneway if we're chopping in this field or harvesting. But yeah, I struggled with this Landau deep ripper here to get parts for it because I couldn't find a serial number or model number or a plate, anything anywhere on the tool. So I kind of said screw it. So I called the local Landau dealer, which happens to be a John Deere dealer, and kind of guessed on the year, and apparently I must have guessed right, unless they didn't change parts much from year to year. But it's a Landau 1500, that I do remember. But we kind of being the parts guy, kind of figured on it being a 95. I don't know if that's true or not, but I gotta flip around again. Well, like I said, we kind of figured on it being a 95, and the parts were right, so I don't know if it's because I guessed the right year or if it's just common parts between the models. I don't know. But we're going to do basically the headlands in this field where I am right now along the interstate all the way down to the road. I'm just kind of turning around at that power pole right now because I want to get along the woods here done, because this is really bad along the woods from when they logged off the woods last year. I never got a chance to get out here and deep rip it. We just ran the chisel plow over it, so I think I'm through the worst of it now. I had to go over some stuff twice, so it took me twice as long as I wanted it to, but I wanted to make sure I got that compaction out. So yeah, I think we'll do a couple more passes down there, maybe 1 or 2 more rounds at most, and we'll probably call her good. I'm not doing the headland or the field over by the hay field because it just don't need to be done over there. That doesn't get much traffic, especially with, we didn't chop this field. Oh, we did, I guess. We opened it over there, but I ain't too worried about it. It ain't that bad over there. The worst part's gonna be right here and where the semis ran when they logged off the woods. Why don't you guys watch it till it's chill? Don't look at the sky. Pulling hard here if you can't hear. Not a lot of rocks on this side of the field. If I were to go on the other side of that telephone pole, or over here, there's a pretty decent sized stone over here. Just a little guy. We'll see it as we go by, but there's not a lot. This is kind of almost the lowest part of the field, so there's not a lot here. Hey, guess what we gotta do again? Turn around. As you can tell, I have the duals on because I left them on from chisel plowing. I figured why not, and what's it gonna hurt do? Create more traction. could only help me, right? But you can see my little stone over there. It's just a little fella. I'm gonna push him in the tree line. I'll be honest with you, when I hit that one, I didn't even hear it or feel it. I looked back and oh, there's a little stone back there. Damn thing was dragging it along. I was like, oh, that's nice. So we'll have to get my John Deere 1010 backhoe out here to move that. And there's another one that I dug up there, but you can't see that one. But once you get up here, kind of to where the tree line starts, that's, I think, where they took the trucks that way. I wish I could remember exactly, because I would run the tractor down that a couple times where they had their trail for going up to the road, but I didn't mark it last year or nothing. Ooh, I wonder if I can almost kind of see it there. I wonder if that's it. That looks like it could be. Here, we'll see here in a second if that's, I think that's it. That might be my trail. We might do that too then. I think this is where it starts pulling hard. We'll see here in a minute. Yep, that would be our trail right there. Oh, and we're stopped. Lift her up a little bit, set her back down. Yeah, she's a little hard there. It's gonna be hard about 5/8 of the way down here now, because along here is where they piled up wood almost all the way to the hayfield. But the further out you get, the better it is. So I'll probably do one more round after this and then call it good. The last 2 rounds I have not had to go over it twice, so it's been getting better. Like I said, I wanted to do this last year, but I honestly don't really know why we didn't do it. If we ran out of time, or I don't remember exactly why, but we just, Dad chisel plowed this. Something chisel plowed deep as it would go, which did a good job to get by, but this is the ultimate option. This will really help. But yep, that's what I'm up to tonight. I'll come back to you guys, I don't know, either in a little bit or tomorrow. All for now. Alright, so I'm across the road from where I was now yesterday. And Dad deep ripped everything else really. He deep ripped over there. I think that's all he really deep ripped. And then he did a whole bunch around the farm there, which there's more that needs to be done, but I don't know if you can see, but Ben's got a 560 out moving stuff around over there. So I just got to finish this up, what I'm doing right now, which you see behind me. And then my headlamps here, and then I am done for this. I gotta turn around quick. But once I get this part of the field done, I'm gonna call it good for deep ripping tonight. I might go move a few things over there, or I might start picking rocks. Ronnie, my buddy, might come out and help me. I don't know. It all depends if he feels like it. If not, then I'll wait until another time. But the field across the road I was in yesterday, and our field over there, Moons, are the 2 fields that are getting beans in them this year. The rest is going to be corn, and we're planting beans first, so that's what we're trying to work on and get prepared first. Dad's hoping to get all the beans planted this weekend before the rain comes. I'm hoping to get everything planted this weekend, but we'll see how it goes, one step at a time. As you know, we really, in reality, only have 4 fields to do, but I guess we're not going to get everything planted because we got to take first crop off the hay to get that corn in. So, but we're basically going to flip around and do this one more time. And then we'll do the headlamps down there. So, yep.